Alright, Piss and Vinegar Day 221, back and neck and calves, because I didn't do neck and calves last night. Anyway, today I want to extrapolate on yesterday's topic, which was fixing body dysmorphia with different things outside of just getting bigger. Obviously, when you get bigger and more muscular and stronger, your body dysmorphia, in some cases, will diminish. In some people, it gets worse. Like some motherfuckers, they get bigger and they then retrospectively think they're smaller. It's like chicks with fucking anorexia or whatever. The skinnier they get, the fatter they feel. So in some cases, it actually makes it worse. But a lot of guys, get big enough and your mild body dysmorphia, or mild sort of medium intensity body dysmorphia like I do, gets better. But there are other ways that you can go about it. And the first one was the clothing that I was talking about yesterday. Today, I want to talk about fighting, fucking punching motherfuckers in the head. But let me just warm up real quick. First set, I'm gonna do like neck exercises in between rest periods, because now I'm doing 2 sets to failure on my back exercises. So I'm gonna do like my neck curls in conjunction with this shit. Anyway, let's go. Oh, fuck. There's a bit of friction on my cable machine. So learning how to fight, this is one of those lesser thought of things that can help with body dysmorphia. I've talked about this a little bit before when it comes to building your confidence so you don't think about doing steroids, or, when you learn how to fight, your confidence increases and thus you don't care about muscle size as much, and then thus you don't care about the idea of doing steroids, for example. But in a body dysmorphia context, same thing applies really. The reason you get onto steroids is due to body dysmorphia a lot of times, but if you have body dysmorphia, it would then track that you have insecurities about yourself, right? You want to be bigger because it will make you more secure. And especially if you're lying to yourself about how big you are. If you're pretty big but you're really lying about it, then you're probably quite a bit insecure, right? At least as far as your muscle size goes. But also from a perspective, in a lot of guys' cases, this isn't so much an issue for me anymore, probably because I have learnt how to fight. And don't get me wrong, when I say learn how to fight, I'm not saying this from a perspective of like, I'm some lethal weapon, fucking Chuck Norris, fucking Steven Seagal, motherfucker. Like, probably a bunch of you dudes could probably beat me up, like you guys are doing boxing and MMA yourself, you could probably beat me up, especially now that I can't punch with this left arm. I'm just saying, from someone who has learnt some fundamentals about fighting, even just getting to a proficient level increased my confidence a lot and made me care far less about muscle size. But I mean, the real reason why that is because it's the greatest equalizer. And obviously not in every scenario is it going to help. If you look in the mirror and you just forget the fact that you might be able to fight, you'll go, oh shit, my body dysmorphia. But in the case of others, perhaps, if you care about what others think about your physique, which for me, I don't really care about that anymore, so it doesn't matter. But when it did, learning how to fight was a big one. When I started learning how to fight, I didn't care about other guys not seeing me as super big and jacked and strong. It didn't matter anymore. Or women seeing me that way. Because then you can handle yourself. So if part of your dysmorphia stems from the fact that you want to be so big that in a room of people you are intimidating or at least respected for your muscle size. If that's one cause of your dysmorphia, is other people's perception of your muscles and you not being big enough to warrant that kind of respect or intimidation or whatever, then get it elsewhere. Get it from learning how to fight. And realistically, you shouldn't be trying to intimidate people anyway. It's a pathetic way of trying to garner respect, but you'll gain respect within yourself. And thus, when you're in a room of people, you won't care about the fact that they don't see you as big and muscular. You won't even care that they don't even know if you can fight or not. The fact that you know how to fight increases your confidence. And it gives you an extra passion outside of just bodybuilding, and also gives your weight training more incentive, because now you're learning how to fight. And it's like, you know, if you were 30 pounds less muscular, you wouldn't be able to punch as hard as you can punch. So it's like making use of the muscles and strength you've built. Or you wouldn't be able to, you know, arm bar someone as hard as you could arm bar them, whatever it is. So that's one of the first things about learning how to fight, is just simply the self-confidence you increase within yourself then mitigates some of the body dysmorphia, because some of body dysmorphia comes from a lack of self-confidence and insecurity. I'm gonna try and make this session quick because it is very freakishly cold up here right now, and I'm hungry and been working all day. So right now, back's not a huge priority, just because I'm sort of trying to maintain my back until I can start training bilaterally again anyway. Just gotta be careful I don't contract too hard the bicep. Fuck. All right, do a set of neck curls. Oh, fuck. Whew. Yeah, I think also fighting just gives you perspectives that you don't get otherwise, like getting punched in the head or manhandled by some dude who's not as strong and big as you, or just getting lit up by some skinny fucking Asian kid that's been doing Muay Thai for fucking 15 years. It's gonna make you go, oh, these muscles are nowhere as valuable as I might have thought. At the very least in a fighting context, you realize that being all muscle bound and strong doesn't necessarily mean that you can throw down. So many of these fucking dudes out there who are like, yeah, but I weigh 250 or whatever. It's like, all right, cool, man. Like, when you then get in a grappling contest and your fucking trembolone fucking tendons start tearing off the bone from, you know, doing something that's not a bicep curl for the first time in a long time. Some dude's like got a fucking monkey grip around your fucking arm. Like, you're going to be fucked. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are weight categories for a reason, but anyway, point being is it will humble you And then when you're humbled, you don't care as much about superficial things like muscles and shit. I still personally, obviously, have body dysmorphia and still care about being big and strong, but far less for many of the reasons I used to. I still, to this day, more so, my body dysmorphia is just me battling with the mirror, looking at myself and going, I'm not happy. But in the past, it wasn't just me, it was how other people saw me that would also fuel it. Now I can honestly say I really don't care too much. It's more about what I see. I mean, obviously, it's nice if someone looks at you and goes, damn, that guy's jacked or whatever. Like, it's nice, but it's not like I'm necessarily seeking that. Otherwise, I wouldn't make these videos because, again, I don't think I'm very big. I don't think I'm very strong. I'm very unimpressed with myself. So I did care. Fucking hell, that hurt. If I did care, I wouldn't make these videos. I'd be too insecure. Still get a lot of pain. I get a lot of tendon pain still in this bicep. Hopefully that goes away soon because just certain movements just like really hurt. There's other benefits to learning how to fight outside of body dysmorphia because obviously there's not much more to it than the confidence increase in the ego, ego checking that helps the body dysmorphia. Beyond that, just learning how to fight in general is good for so many different things. I mean, the obvious one being you ever need to use it, it's great to be able to know how to defend yourself because you never know. It's good to be prepared. I can honestly say that there's been 3 times in my life where without knowing how to handle myself, I would have been in a lot of trouble. One time in particular, I probably would have died. So it does, have its huge benefits in that aspect, but then there's hundreds, and a lot of them help a lot with bodybuilding. If you're trying to cut weight and you hate cardio like I do, go do some boxing on a daily basis. Boxing's fun as shit. It's good cardio too. You burn fucking hundreds of calories. Way more than sitting on a fucking treadmill or an exercise bike, monotonously droning away. I'd much rather be doing something that increases my proprioception, my critical thinking, lowers my ego, increases my confidence, teaches me how to not die if I need to, whilst also simultaneously burning calories. Fucking incredible. And then it also gives you more incentive to lift weights. Like when you're doing MMA, I don't know, like anyone listening to this does MMA. When I was doing MMA before the injury, one of the things that was really cool was getting, like, seeing the benefits of being quite a bit stronger and bigger than the average person. It was a huge benefit in MMA where, like, there were certain things where you could just manhandle, like, because you're just a lot stronger than the average person because you lift weights. And then that just they work off each other because then it's like, I want to get even stronger and even bigger because it means I'm going to get even better at MMA based off that fact. So it gives you more incentive for your training too. Like if you're just training for the sake of getting bigger because you have body dysmorphia, hate to say it, but it's kind of a shallow reason. It's not a bad reason necessarily, but it's kind of a small incentive. And one day that's going to probably fall apart and you won't train anymore. But if you have like hundreds of reasons to train, you're more likely to stay, longevity focused and want to train for decades on decades. And if one of those reasons is it makes you better at MMA, which in my experience became more fun than lifting, then you're going to be, golden. You're going to be really into lifting weights because it's going to help you stay injury preventative and better at the martial art or combat sport that you are doing, that then also helps with your body dysmorphia, etc. So many fucking benefits outside of just the fact that it stops you caring so much about how big you are. You know, it's cold when you're working out, you still can't stay warm. Like, I don't know, I don't think I've acclimatized to this weather just yet, but it's fucking cold. Wow, my shoulders feel very unstable nowadays after wearing that sling for months. My scapulars and shoulders feel unstable at the best of times, but after just like atrophying everything here and being in this position for like 2 months, this shit feels really unstable. I can feel bones like moving around. Not the best feeling. Oh, fuck. Wow. That's heavy. Tell you what, if you do MMA, or you're doing MMA right now, and you want to be really, well, one, concussion proof, just because, you know, if you get hit in the head and your extensors and flexors are strong enough, your head doesn't rattle as much. Obviously, your brain's still gonna rattle a little bit, but less so than if you start spinning your head around manically from a hit from a lack of neck strength. But two, when you're grappling and someone's trying to clinch you, if your extensors are strong enough, you can get the fuck out of that shit easy. I remember when I was doing MMA, like, don't get me wrong, dudes I was sparring with, or, you know, just like wrestling with or whatever, like fucking manhandling me, like, because I just don't have the skill, strength and fitness there, but the skill's not. But one thing they would always be like, well, how the fuck can you just get out of the clinch so easy? I don't even know what it's called. It's clinch, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, for sure. Anyway, they'd always say, well, how do you get out of the clinch so easily? Well, I just train the back of my neck a lot, or I just worked up to 35 kilos on my neck extension. And so then they'd be like, what the fuck? So, again, weights tying into MMA, this being one of those things where train the back of your neck because you want like a thick neck because it looks jacked and aesthetic, but it's also incredible for MMA. So you have more incentive to train your neck now, not just because you want a big, thick neck and aesthetic jawline. You want to do it because you don't want to get knocked out or clinched or whatever. Fuck! Oh, man. Alright, finishing with some rear delts. Rear delts is one of these smaller muscles, but I'm still going to do drop sets, even though I'm not so sure about drop sets anymore, just because they're fun. And some things, it just intrinsically makes sense. I don't care what the science says. Smaller isolation movements like this, I'm not looking to do a bunch of rest in between. I'm looking to just fucking go at it and get it out of the way. Having a hard time feeling the mind muscle connection in my left rear delt. Alright, well, it's been a while since I've done any fucking back posing, so why not? Let's see how much back muscle I've lost since the injury. Bicep really doesn't want to flex.